Hello, I hope all is progressing well. Welcome to I Don't Know, We Can Talk About It, where we discuss myriads of topics civilly, reasonably, and responsibly. My name is Kevin Dufresne. Our first topic is about SEL in connection with a show on Netflix, Adolescence, which I'm not familiar with by watching beyond the articles mentioning how the show is to be of teaching parameters free is quite interesting, especially considering the location. When thinking of a show of the sort, what comes to mind is skins. Even so, I find perhaps the show is approaching the context quite differently than how I am attempting to understand through the article. So, in the article, navigating how important understanding social parameters may prove is, I think, within boundaries of environments. To understand that what happens in a home is very important because how an individual raises a child is going to affect how a child engages socially. So, when an educational environment comes into the picture, yes, there are many contributing factors that may assist an individual with social parameters, with emotional parameters. Even so, what I think is extremely important to acknowledge between both articles, which I'll come to again, is the personality of a child. What is a child bringing forth from the self? Of course, an individual may prove malleable, though from where the child is, assessing the whole person, what is a child grappling with, if anything? What is a child attempting to build from interest, if anything? What temperament might the child be navigating? I find to acknowledge what may bring about a particular situation requires such understandings. Consider what the show offers is what some experience in real life, whether that be for a pair of sneakers, whether that be for Pokemon cards, whether that be for any type of parameter of trading which individuals find valuable to own for whatever reason. One must be able to acknowledge intelligences of humans are of spectrums. Human spectrums are vast, deep, and yes, navigable, as well as still for one to discover of oneself in connection with sciences, in connection with research and development. So I find areas of engaging with individuals may prove valuable depending on many factors. And I find as parents assist with navigating greatly due to being core connections of an individual's life, though length of experience and depth of experience are quite different. Parents are set in a position, guardians are set in a position to have integral relations, whether one may support or not the integral relations. Those integral relations are there until more independence is of the individual entering the interdependent reality of a more responsible avenue, of more responsible avenues. So, the integral connections are extremely important to how an individual may navigate the world from where the individual is. I think embracing creativity as a part of learning is wonderful. I think there are many shows, many films, many forms of creativity that engage individuals with topics that require particular attention. And I think the article brings up an important area to consider. Even parents might not feel comfortable or be aware of how to engage a particular topic, which may lead to a situation that needs better defining for the parent, for the guardian to assess, how am I to approach this in life in general? Excuse me as I wipe this booger. How am I to engage with parameters of such a conversation? Considering everyone in modernity is in a pretty good learning accessible space due to research and development, being able to navigate particular conversations, particular topics is extremely possible. One must be willing to engage oneself. And engaging any topic that one may be unsure of or uncomfortable of, to learn about the topic without judgment, without bias, may prove extremely valuable for how one may be able to engage with different forms of information. I think even being able to consider a topic one is unfamiliar with, unsure of, uncomfortable with, will allow for one to better engage with oneself. Because every individual is an individual, every human is a human. So if one is coming to uncover something about oneself, one may be able to better define how one approaches particular areas of the sort. Especially considering one's child is not just dealing with adults. One's child is dealing with peers that are of the similar realm, of the similar conversations. The peers are developing their own language. So acknowledging there are languages that are forming that no adult is even aware of until it may hit a spotlight, if it hits a spotlight. There are avenues that individuals grow through, which many are not aware of. So being able to be supportive of learning, of being available for conversation, of being informative is very important, especially as an integral connection. What SEL may do is not completely to the extent of what an integral connection like a guardian or parent may do. Peers may engage in so many ways that the lessons from an integral connection from a home may stand to be stronger because an educational environment is one environment. A guardian may bring a student there. A student may enjoy it or not. And the guardian may bring a student to different areas to experience different cultures, different social parameters. So the student doesn't only find social availability that a student may not want to be available personally, though being in different environments, the student may note, okay, some people are this way, some people are this way. Oh, some environments are this way, some environments are this way. Noticing the differences and respecting the differences, mindfully, healthfully progressing through life. So when one begins to navigate in such a way, I think the individuals in the relationship will grow better. Even more so, how relationships will build beyond college even will prove extremely valuable because primary school, secondary school, those are just stages, yes, with a lot of things going on that many may not even know about. Then college comes. Once independence becomes a part of the conversation, one is to be of great support of learning. If one is engaging with such parameters of building good relationships prior to growing stages of independence, one may be extremely appreciative of the efforts to build such good relationships, to navigate the whole person, not just what one wants a person to be. So I think SEL, social and emotional learning, is one part of the conversation, though individuals really need to engage with. As the article mentions, the whole person, though even more so, human spectrums, the intelligences of a human being. Because at the beginning of the day, everyone's life is everyone's life. The next topic is about competition in the classroom. I think competition in an educational environment is good. I think individuals that engage in different forms of competition may find extreme benefit in navigating social parameters that are competitive. Navigating parameters one may not even be aware of that are competitive, especially when attempting to apply to different schools or programs, trying to join a team, trying to be a part of a cohort of a sort. I find that competition is one part of a bigger picture of sportspersonship, which one may better navigate with good coaching, not necessarily even from the coaches, though individuals that are aware of how to navigate emotions through sports, how to navigate emotions through different types of competitions, how to navigate different types of competitions, whether the competitions be athletic, collaborative, group-wise, individual. However, the competition presents itself, I find being aware that competition is a part of the world is extremely important for individuals, especially considering how one may navigate to different forms of success. Through different pathways, one may discover that competition simply looks differently, and competition does exist, and may also be ready to understand how individuals may compete. Considering competition, not necessarily as winner and loser, though knowledge gaining is extremely important. Being able to feel tensions of winning, feel tensions of losing, and moving through one's life beyond those points really allows for one to assess character. Not just of self, though of other. The reality is competition allows for different forms of expression. So when individuals compete, individuals have an avenue to be more creative to different degrees depending on the type of competition. So I think competition in the classroom is wonderful. And I feel competition in an educational environment, competition in general, may prove to be a great learning ground for individuals. So when individuals bring about that energy, individuals will better understand, whoa, there are ways to navigate what I'm feeling, though ways to express how I'm feeling. Also, there are just different ways to compete that may not be familiar to an individual, especially if an individual is growing to eventually be a part of a team, to eventually be a part of some competitive sphere. I think competition may prove extremely valuable. All right, now we're gonna get into some origami. So we're gonna take this sheet of paper first off. We're gonna fold it edge to edge and point to point. Having a square sheet of paper, like that. So now we're going to fold in each point to the center. And we're going to be making today a form of a box. A cat box. Remember, your folds don't have to be perfect. And you can do origami, which is the Japanese art of folding paper. You can do origami with different types of paper. So what we're going to do next is we're going to fold in. See how we have our points in? We're going to fold in the edges here, but we want to make sure that we have this cross here. So we don't want to have the X. We want to make sure our positioning of the paper is holding the cross on each side. So we'll just fold to the center. Okay. And then you'll see these to meet here. Okay. Now afterward, we're gonna come back here, and basically we're gonna just fold the corners inside. So we're gonna take these from this cross. We're gonna just fold it. We're gonna open up this cross here. Okay. Fold up these corners here. Now that we're here, we're gonna fold them back. Just these flaps here. So we fold it back here. We'll do the same for the other side. Oh, if you bless me, thank you. Okay. The next portion of this, you will see we have the sheet here. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold up. Actually, we're going to fold down the bend. So we'll bend it like forward, just at the top, at this top here. This point, we'll bend it. So basically, you'll see it kind of fits in like this in the square, and we'll do the same for the other side, just so you can see it. Okay. Next, number 2, take this portion and actually, let me double check here, because the way I'm looking at it, I'm supposed to have the extra flap on the side here. So I'm gonna actually come back to this fold here. I'm gonna close this fold first. Let me close it. Then let me try to fold it back here. Okay, that's better. Fold it back here, and then see, I'm gonna open up or fold a little bit here. Okay, that works. Fold a little bit here, because what I'm seeing is I'm gonna have to fold in to the side, and it's looking like I'm gonna need a little bit more on the inside. But assessing this, I can look at this fold here. Assessing this, I did it correct the first time. So I'm gonna open it back up to this one, and I'm gonna address these instructions, which you are able to find as well. So yeah, that's correct. And I fold it back here. That's correct. Now, yeah, the fold, this fold here actually is supposed to come down in the back. So this is the part where you have to actually fold down in the back here. These instructions, again, you can find them at the bottom of the video in the summary section for YouTube, particularly. Okay, so from here, now we're going to work with this side. That's the situation. So if you work from this side, the fold might look funny, but we're going to actually work from this side. So we fold it in here. Okay, and then we're going to just open this up, this right here. So you'll have a natural fold in here, and we'll just open it up here, and we'll just press this part down, and this is going to give us our box. Okay, now the next part is, this is really nice. You have this open here, and I said this is nice from the picture. This is my first time doing this. So we open this up here, and then we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to have the flaps out. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take this in, fold it in, fold it in, fold it in, with a little angle in there. Make sure we have the right fold in. It was very easy on this side, so let's see if we can get the right fold in. It's folding, that's for sure. Ah, there we go. So the fold's a little deeper than I was looking at, so the fold you want to find it, if you see it from here, fold this deep in, just like the other one pretty much. Fold it in. Okay, pull this out, fold that in, fold this down. The thing is to also make sure you have the space up top, so like that fold works perfectly in. So I want to make sure this one comes in. There we go. So it's like really, really important to bring that cross point to be kind of like straight. When I say cross point, like this one, this cross point here, inside has to be pretty straight to really, really get to the fold correctly. And so you have to really bring that in. So don't be shy of folding here. That's what we're doing here. We're folding paper. And then of course, just fold it in. Okay. And you have your fold now. And so the next part is you just have the out part here, and voila, you have your origami cat box. Oh. And if you just look at it this way, if you have a different kind of paper, you can design it on the back, decorate it if you like. I just think that's really, really cute. And so here you have it. Very, very, very cute to me. All right. Our next topic is about reading a physical book. The love hypothesis is the book we'll be discussing today. When you read a physical book, there are many health benefits. One of the health benefits is the brain physically changes when you read a physical book. So long-term health benefits just from reading a physical book. The love hypothesis is cool. I think the approach to being in academia, working in STEM, getting into a relationship with one of one's colleagues in STEM really connects with a different conversation of what may be progressing when one is engaging in such parameters. The text does seem somewhat sarcastic at times due to how exaggerative certain areas of the text prove to be. I do find parts of the text to be quite comical because of the exaggerativeness of the text, though I think the story is cute. I think the romance is possible. If one finds the romance problematic, is for one to determine for oneself. And I think the text brings about these types of situations so individuals further engage with how to approach such parameters, at least thinking wise. What might I do if I'm the person in this particular situation, whether as spectator or participant? How does one navigate a relationship of the sort? Of course, as the relationship grows to be more comfortable, at least when the text brings us to moments of comfort in the relationship, at least seemingly moments of comfort, the text allows for individuals to assess how a relationship may be, offering little tidbits. The text gets a little bit romantic, if you will. And the social dynamics really become huge plays within the text. I mean, imagining how one may have to navigate these different dynamics because of the relationship, the type of relationship, and how individuals are perceiving, what perception may prove, especially in light of what an individual may be doing for oneself actually very well that does not stand on the relationship. So I think the text brings these dynamics into play because the dynamics are extremely valuable to assess, especially considering an out of environment context. How might the relationship be outside of the environment from which the text proposes? So, as not to give out any spoilers, thanks for joining. I don't know. We can talk about it. Onward and Upward. Kevin Dufresne.